employment creation is at the center of all that we are currently doing.
Nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us. Zambian pride.
This show brought to you by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Awareness campaign for Proudly Zambian, made possible by Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Our focus on this program is on Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Obviously, you've been watching this program and you already know that Zambia Association of Manufacturers, ZAM, is the organization that has made it possible for you to be watching this program. We've been marketing and promoting locally produced products. So what is ZAM all about? That is the question that will be answered on tonight's show, right here on the Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. We'll be talking to the Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Rosetta Mwape, and much later, obviously, we'll be talking to the President of the Zambia Association of Manufacturers, Mr. Chance Kabai. Keep watching. We're here at Zambia Association of Manufacturers, and like I mentioned earlier in the introduction, that we'll be talking to the Chief Executive Officer of ZAM, that's Ms. Rosetta Mwape, and much later, obviously, we'll be talking to the President of the Zambia Association of Manufacturers, Mr. Chance Kabai. But for now, let's talk to the Chief Executive Officer. It's great having you on the show.
Thanks, Mumbi, and good evening, viewers.
Let's look at the history of ZAM and its role in the economy of Zambia.
Well, ZAM, by its name, I think it sells itself. It's an association of manufacturers in the country. We represent the sector, which is, I think, one of the key sectors recognized by government in this country. It's a voluntary-based organization, so we don't command maybe the 100% of the manufacturers that we have. But most interestingly, I think key manufacturers are members of ZAM. We represent from SMEs, and when I say SMEs, it's the guys from the streets making beds and all those door frames that you see to the biggest manufacturer you can think of. So we do intervene. Our mandate is to intervene on policy. So we do intervene on so much policy that government either comes up with, or during formulation of those policies, ZAM plays a very key role to try and structure how the manufacturing sector is going to be and is going to operate in this country.
You've embarked on the Proudly Zambian campaign. What are the economic benefits of buying locally produced products?
I think the benefit of buying a local product cannot be overemphasized. First and foremost, when we talk about value addition, you see our motto is we add value. Value addition does just not mean transforming a product from point A to point B. In transforming that product from, let's say, maize to millimel, there is a whole lot of multiplier effects that comes with it. There will be employment created, there will be tax incentives, tax given to government, for instance. You create a whole backward and forward linkage within the processes of actually manufacturing. We are an anchor industry that supports the agriculture-based industry and also the service industry. So really the importance of trying to have a strong manufacturing base in a country cannot actually be overemphasized. No economy has grown without producing something, for example. You need to start from producing certain products that you can sell, because any value-added product commands its own price. Only a manufacturer can know how much they put in to command a price. But you've seen what happens in agricultural products, for example. There is even a world price for maize. Let's say, for example, there's a world price for copper, which simply means that we don't command the market even if we can produce the copper. But the moment we add value to a copper cathode, we'll be able to tell whoever the buyer is that this copper cathode is worth this much. So that's the key importance of manufacturing in a certain country or economy.
I do understand that Zambia Association of Manufacturers have come up with a proudly Zambian logo, which you'd love to see on all locally produced products. What is the criteria an organization should follow to have this proudly Zambian logo on their products?
Well, first and foremost, to set the record straight, we necessarily didn't design the logo, but the logo was designed within the ministry. We are taking over this program from the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry through ZDA. We did sit down with them and discuss this to a certain extent, and obviously this needs a private sector push, and that's how ZAM comes in. So we are adopting a logo that has already been designed and nationally approved by the ministry itself, which we will sell to members that will be members of Proudly Zambian campaign. Not necessarily members of ZAM, but members of the Proudly Zambian campaign. And we have a 4-tiered criteria to belong to the campaign itself. The first one is that a certain product should have met the minimum national standards certified by ZABS, obviously, or any other international certifications that may be required. The second one is that it should have 50% local content. To produce a certain product, there must be 50% local content, not necessarily in terms of material, but also it could add labor cost, energy, and all inputs in a product should at least equal to 50%. So we are not going to give products that are not manufactured here, for example, just because they were transformed to a certain extent by traders, and then you give it the Proudly Zambian logo. That will not happen. Definitely, we have to demonstrate that there was transformation amounting to more than 50% of a certain given product. The third one would be to do with environmental issues. We should be, as a nation, be proud that a certain product is produced on acceptable environmental requirements, and most of those certificates will be sourced from places like ECZ itself. There are also labor issues. There should be safety and all labor issues complied by a certain company that we give this logo to. So all 4 levels of the criteria should be satisfied for a company to be given a logo. So we are actually, to the community and to the regional front, actually saying this is a product we are proud of as Zambia. It is environmentally friendly, it follows all the safety requirements and labor laws in this country, and obviously it's a good product with a very high standard. So it is a guarantee from ZAM, from the nation itself, by giving you that logo, that anybody around or anybody who buys that product should be confident that they will find those criteria in that product.
I do understand that the Zambia Association of Manufacturers will be holding a Proudly Zambian exhibition and conference. What is it about, and when is it going to be held?
Well, the Proudly Zambian program has a number of activities lined up for it. And obviously the program itself, the TV program, is one of them, which we have already embarked on. The next we want to do, obviously, is the exhibition and the conference, which will be annual. We haven't necessarily concluded the date or fixed the dates yet. When we do all the process, we are planning for October. It is an expo that will attract not only Zambian producers. It's an expo that will attract even the regional producers. Let's say we have Proudly South African in South Africa. We have the Pride of Africa in Kenya. Those are some of the associations that we invite to bring what they produce in the region. Beyond that, we are going to invite buyers, because anything that is being marketed simply means should attract certain category of buyers. So we're going to invite buyers from the US, from Europe, from China, to come and be part of what we are trying to exhibit and showcase what Africa can produce. They'll also be coming in as sellers, not just buyers, because they are some of our sources of equipment, for example. So even in reverse, the Zambian community will become buyers to see what they bring to the table. How can they help our manufacturing sector, depending on the products that we'll be able to showcase. So that is one. The next one will be a website. We'll soon be launching a Proudly Zambian website where we'll put so much of the information on what is pertaining in. And when we talk about Proudly Zambian, it is not just manufacturers, and that should be said quite clear. It attracts all sectors as long as they have a product in Zambia. Sectors like services industry, construction, all these guys can be members of the Proudly Zambian campaign and can also own the logo, depending on the criteria that we have put forth for members qualifying to be part of the Proudly Zambian campaign.
Re-emphasizing on the importance of why people should buy locally produced products, what are the benefits really for Zambians supporting locally produced products?
Well, if I have to re-emphasize that, I think I would try to use some of the statistics that we have before us and to try and demonstrate how we externalize so much that we could have retained for the country. Let's say, for example, in 2007, Zambia imported goods worth 1.1 trillion kwacha in worth of imports. If only we could produce even half of that, it simply means that those jobs could not have been exported. Those foreign currencies that we used to buy so many of these things could not have been exported to other countries. It would have been retained here because most of the product would have been produced here. We could have consumed what we produce and also try to export to the other countries to also try to make them externalize their monies into Zambia. So really the difference between the imports and the exports should be narrowed down, and that can only be done through production. Well, when we do import, it's just not all raw materials. We do import a lot of finished products in Zambia, which could be manufactured in Zambia. And if they could be manufactured in Zambia, we'd be seeing a lot of activities happening, a lot of job creation, a lot of economic growth at large. I would have seen the impact of some of these dollars that we're externalizing to other countries.
Thank you very much. We wish you all the very best in your future endeavors, and obviously wish you all the success in the Proudly Zambian exhibition and conference that you'll be holding much later this year.
Thank you so much.
Keep watching Awareness Campaign for Proudly Zambian. Very shortly, we talk to the President of Zambia Association of Manufacturers, Mr. Chance Kabaye.
Proudly Zambia is necessary for the nation because we need to see our industries grow, and the only way we can make them grow is by such an activity as Proudly Zambia, where we sensitize the population on the need to support Zambian industries. ZAM is an organization which helps promote industrialization in Zambia through lobbying with government, and also giving a lot of data concerning investors, etc., who come through ZAM every year. Thank you very much.
I wish to make this earnest appeal to all manufacturers in Zambia to join ZAM. As ZAM, we perform advocacy duties and become the mouthpiece of your appeal to government and other stakeholders to ensure that as manufacturers in Zambia, we are given a fair platform on which to manufacture in order to compete. And we eye not just the local market, we should be going further by looking at the regional market and the international market. As many of our businesses here, and especially you out manufacturers there where you are, you should benefit from Zambia's position right now as the focal point of commerce.
We are at Zambia Association of Manufacturers, and we are talking to the ZAM president, Mr. Chance Kabaye. It's great having you on the show, and I do believe this will be a very interesting program.
Thank you very much. Good.
To start with, We have seen a lot of foreign direct investment coming into the country. Is Zambia Association of Manufacturers open to these foreign investors that are coming into the country?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for coming, and you're most welcome to have a chat with us as Zambia Association of Manufacturers to find out about what we are doing in the light of this unprecedented development in this country, especially in terms of direct, foreign, inflows in the country. We as manufacturers, we are directly involved in this process. A lot of, Zambian manufacturers have actually brought in their own money, either generated from within the country or indeed from outside. And not only that, but they also have gone into joint, ventures with the companies from outside. It has been a big success. I think what has led to all this boom in terms of, investment in manufacturing are basically the policies. You see, we are investors in manufacturing, and it's a long-term investment. It's not like, a short-term when you're doing trading kind of work. In manufacturing, you invest long, medium to long-term. And to bring in money, it means you are satisfied that you are going in the long term to harvest what you've put in. So we've seen within our association significant inflows generated from within and also from outside, and also joint ventures with our own local companies in value addition for Zambian products.
You've just talked about emerging economies. And obviously, we cannot run away from the fact that in most developing countries, we have businesses that are producing on a small scale. This obviously is referred to as SMEs. What is Zambia Association of Manufacturers doing to encourage these small-scale businesses to grow to full capacity producing organizations?
First of all, to be a member of ZAM used to be an exclusive club. It was only big, commercial institutions like Zambian Breweries, Lafarge or Chilanga Cement, huge companies. Those are the ones who used to traditionally be members of Zambia Social Manufacturers. And they were paying huge affiliation, fees. But in the past 2 years, we've reduced that to somewhere around 150,000 kwacha. For small scalers, people making beds, they are all manufacturers, and they are having these beds and chairs in the compounds. Would like them to be part of Zambia Association of Manufacturers, so that the benefits that accrue to this institution are also spread, to them. It is true that this country can never develop, can never industrialize itself without looking at the small and medium scale farm, because they are the back of this country. So we are encouraging them, first and foremost, to join the association, because then their complaints, their needs will be very well accommodated by this big advocacy group, which is ZAM.
What is Zambia Association of Manufacturers doing to encourage the manufacturing industries to buy locally produced raw materials to produce their products?
Let me tell you this, that as manufacturers would like to produce commodities that are as cheap as possible, so that we can compete on the local market, regional and international market. For certain commodities, the raw materials produced in this country ideally should be much cheaper, and we've always bought locally produced raw materials. If you give the example of, say, agricultural value addition, Zambia now has become self-sufficient in terms of production of several raw materials. If you go into stock feed, there's no need importing the soyas because we have enough soya in the country. If you want to go into milling, there's no need importing maize because there's maize. So there's a lot that we are buying from within, and we'd like to encourage people who are producing raw materials. After all, industrialization in Europe, in the Far East, all over the world, starts first of all with the government a country becoming self-sufficient in raw material production. What they produce, the raw materials, is what comes in our industries. For this, we are now very happy. We've just been told now, there was an announcement at the trade fair that no more scrap metal will leave this country to go outside, because we as manufacturers, we need that scrap metal to make the various types of wires and, So we are very proud with the government for having stopped. We've heard some noises, of traders who would like to see these raw materials leave the country. As manufacturers, we want those raw materials to remain in this country so we can use them. And instead of importing raw materials, scrap metal from elsewhere, we already have in this country. So we're very happy about that move that the government has put in place, because the same raw materials we are now going to produce the various kind of end products that Zambian people, and also we export the same outside the country.
Awareness campaign for Proudly Zambian, which Zambia Association of Manufacturers have embarked on, and it's been showing on TV for the last few weeks now, with the sole purpose of promoting and marketing locally produced products, and also aiming to reconfigure people's perception about locally produced products. Why did ZAM feel the need to have this program put on TV, and what is the way forward? After obviously the 13 episodes are shown, do we see more of this program coming on TV?
I would like first of all to thank my colleagues on the board of ZAM, the executive board of ZAM, that I'm privileged to chair as president, and also the secretariat and other key stakeholders for having thought thoroughly through this, that our own people in this country don't appreciate our own products produced in this country, even if they're of much higher quality than imported products. So we thought we need to sensitize. But this campaign will not only be in this country, we would like it to go outside. That if you go to South Africa, you go to the UK, and if people see proud Zambian product, they should know that the product is genuine. The product is real. The product is not a synthetic product, but it's a product that there is true value in it. Then we realized that there was no real person or institution best positioned to carry out this campaign. An institution that had the capacity, an institution that financial capacity, human resource capacity, innovative, and also an institution that was best suited to benefit from the proud Zambian. We as manufacturers, we manufacture, and these are our products. And being our products, we're the right people to make sure that the consumer knows that the product that he is using or is buying from us is a truly Zambian products that has gone through the various regulatory system that we put in place. We have ZAPS, Zambia, Bureau of Standards. They are doing a commendable job. Would like to support them, and we are supporting them. As manufacturers, we're paying the necessary fees that are required so that they can do the proper inspection of the goods that we produce in this country. We don't default. We always pay. And this is because we'd like people to really appreciate that finally a product that comes up there, a Zambian product, everybody should buy that product. I do know, I happen also to be chairman of Fresh Picked. Fresh Picked is confusing people. We have not even advertised, a lot as Fresh Picked. But people are buying the product because once they taste it, they say, it's a good product. To me, the title written that it's a Zambian product should be the basis that it must be a good product. Would like to see this program continue and make sure that we popularize the proud Zambian. Now, popularizing proud Zambian is not enough in itself. I would like also to appeal to our colleagues, the manufacturers, small, medium, and large manufacturers, to live by the logo, to live by the slogan, proud Zambian. And they can only do that by making sure that the products they produce are of very high quality. You cannot afford to compromise quality, because immediately people know that though it's called proud Zambian, but once they taste it and it's not of good quality, they'll stop it. And they'll start ridiculing the proud Zambian. Anybody who is going to talk about proud Zambian and maybe put, attach a sticker to his product as proud Zambian produced product, he should feel very bad if his product is not proudly Zambian product, because proud means that it is right. So the appeal is for really, first of all, the consumers, please buy Zambian products. And that's the only way. Once we see profitability in our business, we can invest in better quality products. And also now to fellow manufacturers, small to large, to make sure that the products that they're producing are not compromised. They are products of the very highest order possible. For us to be able to compete on our own turf in Zambia, the region, and indeed internationally.
Mr. Chanskabai, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you. It has been a pleasure talking to you.
Same here.
Thank you.